Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. This is the Home 411 show with Randal Winter and Randal Winter Construction on AM 1220 KHTS, going through the list of things you need to do before deciding to do construction. And we got through contracts and different things of that nature. Tons of stuff. You want to make sure, one thing you need to do is make sure you read and understand your contract. It's one thing to read it, but make sure you understand it, right? That's kind of a big thing.
There's a lot of information. If they have the contract that's mandated by the contractor state license where they incorporate all the things they require, it's a lot of information. They should read it.
And are they going to say things in there like very specific things in the contract, or yes, maybe, or like the amount of materials?
No, it's mostly a lot of what's mandated are things that are put in there by state law that protect the homeowner. Okay. So, tells about mechanics lien laws and how they can protect themselves so that they don't get in trouble. There's notices to owner. There's a lot of different things in there that, told you earlier, that they have a 3-day right to cancel, the rescission right, and things like that they should know. I have 2 pages alone just on the terms and conditions. I know people don't read them. How many times are you buying something on the web and exactly. You've read the terms and conditions and you just check, you accept it and you haven't read it because you say, what is it, $9? But this is usually some serious money you're talking about on a home improvement. So terms and conditions are pretty important to understand. Whether you read it then or you read it at home, you still have time to...
Would you suggest for somebody that's entering into a contract like this, would you suggest having an extra... Because you said you had to have an extra set of eyes with the building permits. Would you suggest someone have a friend of theirs or a trusted companion or something to read over the contract as well?
Well, if somebody is concerned about that, I'll usually forward the draft in a PDF form over the email so they can look at it, and I don't care who they show it to.
Okay.
My attorney, I don't think I mentioned his name or not on the radio.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Jeff. Figure out the last name. But, he signed my contract. He didn't have any qualms about it. There's another one in town that wanted to change it up, and I said no, and I didn't do business with them. Okay. So, definitely, if you don't feel comfortable in reading it, you should have some, but more importantly, it's how does the contract, not just all the stuff the state tells you to put in there, but how does it paint a picture in words for you of what you're going to get? Yeah. So that's the key. If you may not want to have every screw and bolt in there, but you want to say, if you're going to do a kitchen, what kind of wood species, what kind of door style, what kind of finish, what kind of countertop, who's paying for what? There's exclusions and there are those inclusions. So I try to make it real clear. Okay. You can have addendums. I have somebody that works with me that actually draws the kitchen or the room addition, and we make that part and parcel of the agreement so that they can see that's what they're getting. Gotcha. But even with the set of plans, that doesn't necessarily cover everything. So there's a lot of little details you want to try and visualize what you're getting. And some people can do it. A lot of people, honestly, after they get to know you, they just trust you. It's a lot of responsibility to live up to that. Yeah. That's why I say it's really important to check out the contractor, because you don't know who you're dealing with. So going back to the references. Going back to the reference, because if you screw somebody in town, it's going to come back to haunt you. Yeah. So I only do that out of town. No. I'm just kidding. Actually, most of my work is in town, and it's a small town. So once you get somebody upset, you just
not a lot of
trouble.
People. Yeah. Okay, so I want to get into a little bit of payment here. We talked a little bit about down payments and how much it's going to cost you, but are you required to have a down payment, and is there in the contract, or what's the deal with making payments? Like, are they scheduled payments? What type of
scheduled payments? Yeah, the contractor state license board is clear that you can only collect according to your scheduled payments. And it's funny you bring that up, Kyle, because I had a customer here in town. I don't imagine Maria minds me mentioning her name. She's an ex-deputy contractor's license board person.
Okay.
And I asked her, I said, what happens with these contractors, when they get in trouble? She says, well, they get in a little tiff with the homeowner, and the homeowner says something, and then the contractor doesn't agree, and then the contractor storms off and abandons the job. And homeowners get upset. They want the job done, so they contact me, and they have to do it in writing. You have to notify the contractor's board in writing. And then she notifies the contractor that she's opening up a case against him. And bam, that contractor runs out there and takes care of everything, gets everything back the way it should have been and makes amends. But she says she goes out there and she has to look at the paperwork. And the paperwork isn't right. She still writes him a citation. Okay. So I was fortunate to have taught for 25 years. I think I know how the paperwork's supposed to look. But I told her before I took on her job, I said, Marie, please, I'll do your job under one condition. You look at my paperwork before and tell me if there's anything wrong. And she says, because I had written that I would draw against the job according to my estimate. So my estimate is broken down by each task. I'm doing the plumbing, the rough plumbing, the electric, or whatever. So she said, well, Randy, the law says you're supposed to collect according to the payment schedule, and you're saying according to your estimate. So it's just a matter of word semantics. So I changed my estimate to read payment schedule.
Okay.
And she was fine with that. But I just collect according to each task as it's completed, and that's the way you're supposed to do it.
Okay. And there you have it. All right. So we're going to wrap things up. We got to take another break, and that's the last segment. So not too bad. First show, right? We're doing okay.
Great.
Moving right along. All right, we're going to take a break. This is the Home 411 show with Randal Winter of Randal Winter Construction on AM 1220 KHTS.